Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Family Talk Show. This show is being hosted by me, Helena Stevens, my husband, Christopher Stevens, the co-host. Today, we're going to be talking about the family. We all come from different backgrounds, and we know what family entails. We have brothers and sisters. Some of us are single, and some of us are like trying to get married, engaged, divorcee. Whatever way, we all come from a background, and we know that a background means that we all come from a family. No one can just be by his or herself. So at this time, I'll be introducing what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what the family is. And my husband, Christopher Stephen, is going to answer this question.
Well, I want to welcome all of you to this Family Talk Show again. I thank God for my beautiful wife who is here. I want you to know that this program is for everybody, the whole family, grandmother, grandfather, mother, dad, children, everyone, divorcee, widower, it's for the whole family. We want to look at the family. Actually, really, it's very difficult to pinpoint the definition for a family. There are a lot of definitions out there for family. Some people say the nuclear family, the extended family, but we want to look at what God says about family, because we believe that the family is very important to God. The family is under so much attack in our generation, and we want to facilitate the discussion about family, because we don't claim to know everything, even though we've been married for more than 26 years now by God's grace. But we don't claim to know everything. And I want to say up front, there is no perfect family. Okay? So I want to take a deep breath and realize, you said, some of you say, well, I'm in a dysfunctional family. My family is not bad. I don't even want to hear about family, because that's why this program is all about. We want to talk about, we want to start the discussion, okay? And we will be entertaining questions and suggestions and comments. At the end of the program, my wife will give you the email so that you can be able to write your comments and maybe your questions. But we don't claim to know everything, and there is no perfect family. There is no perfect family. And so we want you to be free and to follow us on this program, on this show. Invite your loved one and your friends and everybody, because this is just a platform to start the discussion, because a lot of things go on in family and people don't want to talk about these things. So this program is really geared towards that, to start the discussion. Again, we don't claim to know everything, but we're starting the discussion, and then you can send in your input, and then we can continue from there. But I want to look at the biblical definition for family, because even the psychologists and the sociologists and the social scientists are still dealing with the question of the family. So the definition of the family will depend on what is your philosophy is in life. But let's find out what God said about family. We see that in the beginning, God made them both male and female. He made them both male and female. Then another part of this, in Genesis, the Bible also talks about, for this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father and shall cleave to his wife, and they shall become one. Now, I'm laying the foundation, because when we talk about family, we'll go to the book of Genesis, because that is the beginning of beginning. That is the origin. So that's God's mind. And so we see in Genesis, God made them male and female. So when you talk about family, we can think about what? A male and a female. We also talk about family, you talk about what? The man and a woman. But now, the time we are living in, some people have serious questions about that. They want to redefine what marriage is. The social scientists are trying to redefine what marriage is. No wonder why we have so much problem. My wife is telling me I'm going too much. But I want to lay the foundation that, what family really is. And so, family, talk about man and woman, husband and wife, and then also children. So it was very perfect when God created a family. And then we also see that somewhere God's perfection of the family fell because of the fall. Because when Adam and Eve fell, Adam gave birth to his own image, Seth, which was the first son. And that's where the problem started. So God made first Adam in his own image. But then because of the fall, Adam now had a son of his own image, not after the image of God. And that's where the problem started. And we know the problem with Abel and Cain and what happened. But as we come down the line, God was still finding a way. I'm giving a background of what the family is all about. And then down the line, God was still trying to restore the family. And we see in Genesis chapter 12, God called a man called Abraham. Abraham came on the scene because God's intent was to restore the family. Because his whole purpose was through the family to reflect him and to give out godly offspring. We all remember in Genesis chapter 18, God said, "When I have from Abraham my friend," what I'm about to do, that is when God was about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. God said, "What I have from Abraham my friend," what I'm about to do, seeing that Abraham will direct his children in the way of me. In other words, God, when he first made the family, he wanted to have godly offspring to dominate and multiply over the earth. But it wasn't so because of the fall. We see Adam causing now his own image to come. And from that time we have the problem. And so God started the same thing again through Abraham. And we know Abraham had a lot of problems. And now we realize that God now is making a new family through Christ Jesus. And so in short, the family started from Genesis, and then it broke away, it began to fall. God started with Abraham, and now through Christ, God is making a new family. Now I said so much, but that's the whole gist of what the family is all about, according to God's standard.
Thank you very much. So, we being in our family, can you say how you met me?
That's a very interesting question, you know. I've told the questions over and over. Many of you who have been listening to me and following me, you have heard the story, so it would be boring for somebody. Some of you will be the very first time. You know, it came a time in my life, you know, I was so lonely. The Bible says, and God saw the need in Adam. After God made everything, he saw that Adam was very lonely because there was no suitable companion like him. Even though God made all the animals, but there was no suitable companion. And so God saw the need. And so God put the desire in my heart to fast and pray for a wife, a mate. And I fasted for 7 days. 7 days from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. I was very lonely and I wanted somebody who would stand by my side and, you know, endure the things that I was going through in my life at that time and for the rest of my life. And so at the end of the 7 days, as usual, I was going down, was in Liberia, in Painesville, I was going to jog, you know, I was always there. And then a particular day, I met this beautiful woman walking with a girl. I don't know who the girl was, but later on I realized it was a niece. And I almost passed by her. And I felt somebody speaking to my heart and said, just greet her. I said, man, I'm joking. I don't want to greet. But, you know, the impression was so heavy in my heart to just start the conversation. So I just said, excuse me, how are you? What's your name? And she called him. I don't remember the name at that time. We don't know her name now, but I didn't remember the name at all. And so I said, where you live? You're very new in this area. She said, oh, yeah, I live so place. And there was like a birdie taken from over my head. And I went jogging. And, you know, after some time ago, I met her again. And that's how it all started. And from that time, you know, I mean, we just been together since that time. And I really thank God that she came to my life. And so basically, that's how I met my wife. All right, let me ask my wife now. Since she asked me, how did I meet her? I want to ask you, so honey, how did you feel when I met you? Did you remember that day when we met and things were going? And, you know, what's your own story? You know, so that those who are listening, you know, can know exactly how you felt when I met you that day. Am I correct? Did I miss something out? Or how did you feel that time? Tell us.
Well, as a lady, as a woman, we always have things in our heart. So how could I forget meeting someone so special, even though I didn't know the future? But I just knew I had encountered someone, and maybe the friendship would go or would not, but God knew all of that. But in short, the first meeting, it just sparkled up something in me, and I was just looking forward to it. And by the grace of God, we are here today. But everything started from a nutshell, and it just spread out. I saw you to be a man who was truly in love with me, and God being divine, know the whole thing. He just kept my mind to give me a focus. And every time I have to introduce you to a family member or friend, and this has brought us this so far, and it's all by the grace of God. No man can take the glory. Only God can perfect everything. And again, as you said, no marriage or family is perfect. And so God has been taking us through many things, and He brought us through all those many years. It is all God's plan and purpose. But you always make it to seem so simple. Because our meeting was very simple. We just met while we were just taking a stroll with my little niece, and we just met. And God has brought us this far. I just give God the praise, give Him the glory. And I know many other families started like this, be it the father or the mother. Somebody had to meet somebody, and only God will make these things to come this far. And it's our prayer that every family will go this far, and God should continue to be the center. Because without Him, nothing can go any further. But again, I'm really grateful to have met you.
Amen. Thank God. Hallelujah.
So at this time, I just want to say that you all are welcome to ask any question. You can write us, ask us. This program involves everyone, because we know a family is a very unique thing. It doesn't matter whether the family is rich or poor, Christian or non-Christian, we all come from a family. And as we discuss issues forward, you can always ask questions. You can write us before the program. You can partake. So you can write us at pastorchrisstevens@gmail.com anytime. Thank you very much for your precious time, and we hope to continue. Thank you for your prayers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.